What is going on, everybody? It is Friday morning, a beautiful Friday morning. A lot of people are saying it's one of the greatest Friday mornings ever. My name is Bleaves. This is Breakfast with Bleaves. We're here to talk to you about all that's going on in the crypto world. Yesterday, Blackrock traded $1 billion in Bitcoin in their first day of spot trading. But then you have people out here like Ron whatever that guy's name is from Crypto Banner. I have no idea what his name is. The guy with the eyes. He says incredibly unsuccessful day, and then he starts to make up reasons for it because Grayscale Bitcoin traded 2.3 billion, which was sales and outflows from the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. Then again, it doesn't matter what Ramanamanunamu says because he doesn't have any Bitcoin. He doesn't hold any Bitcoin. Now, if he does, he's a liar because what he told you about a month ago was that he's not going to buy until Bitcoin hits his long position at 37.6K. So he's not even invested in Bitcoin. So as the French would say, won't you shut up? Now, if something changed and he didn't tell anybody because he was wrong, then he's probably wrong again. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not going to see dips, doesn't mean we're not going to see peaks and valleys. Kathy Woods has upgraded her estimate for 2030 on Bitcoin, saying now instead of 1 million, 1.5 million. Also, and this is going to get weird, but stick with me for just a second as I tell you something very, very important. Do you happen to be African American, or do you call yourself Black? Are you Indian? Are you Native American in some way? Do you come from the Middle East? Do you have olive or dark colored skin or something like that? You might be a white supremacist. I bet you didn't know that. Because the Anti-Defamation League now says that cryptocurrency is where white supremacists are. So if you happen to be a person of color in the United States of America and you trade crypto, you're a white supremacist. And it's from the Anti-Defamation League, so it has to be true, right? This message was brought to you by Elizabeth Warren, the most native of all Americans in the entire country. Thank you very much. Also, Coinbase did $7 billion in OTC transfers on the first day of ETF trading. So while Ramanamanunamu is telling you big unsuccess or whatever he says, I can't do it. I can't get my eyes that big, but you know. So $7 billion in trade volume for Coinbase on day one. And then Larry Fink says, you know what? There is room out here for an Ethereum ETF. So you might just be able to say here that there is some absolutely crazy stuff happening here. If you happen to be here and you happen to be watching this show and you happen to be a person of color, you white supremacist, you. Oh my goodness, I can't believe we found you. We discovered you. Grab your tiki torches and remember, this is not financial advice, but I'm always right.
It's your boy Bleav. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 Been around since the 80s and wasn't always cool, especially with the ladies. I was a damn fool. Dad was an alcoholic. Mama, she had to leave him. Grew up around the fighting, the fussing, cussing, and cheating. That's when I started breaking all of the rules, selling drugs and robbing people. I was kicked out of school. I was a bad kid, tearing shit up, sleeping on couches with 40 bottles and cigarette butts. Years go by and I got sick. Stage 4 lymphoma, how'd I get this shit? Lucky to be alive, so I changed my ways. I'm on that good life tip today. I'm looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world, I wanna be shining like diamonds and pearls. I want you to go there with me, girl. I'm looking for the good life, good life. Baby, we can have it all. We can make love out of waterfalls. I'm living that good life.
Guys, I want to start off this. I want to start this off with Ran, what, goddamn, whatever his name is. Look, I don't know. Is it Ran? Is it Ron? Why is it Ran? Because is he from Flock of Seagulls? I mean, he's got the face for it, right? And by the way, he's a white supremacist. So I guess we're all supremacists here together today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to hit that like button on your way in. Certainly helps with the algorithm. Make sure that Daddy get paid, right? Because Daddy need that ad revenue. You know what? Let's just do this. We're going to move this down here. We're going to put this into this range right here because it's annoying the shit out of me to be right up there in my face. So, guys, I hope you're having a great morning. My name is Bleaves. This is Breakfast with Bleaves. And we've got Ramanam out here saying the Bitcoin ETF first day was terribly unsuccessful. $7 billion traded on Coinbase, and it's unsuccessful. And you know that it's him because, and the guy, this guy that doesn't even have any Bitcoin, because he sold it and said that he wasn't buying back in until it hit 37.6K. So he has no Bitcoin. He has no skin in the game. He has no opinion. He has nothing here. So it's just wild. It's crazy, weird, wild. So most people are reporting about 4.5 billion was traded. They are not analyzing the data. If you look at the numbers, you will notice that total trade was 4.6 billion. Oh my God, they missed it by 4.6 versus 4.5. Oh my goodness, that is absolutely bonkers right there. Hey, Nanu, you forgot the $7 billion in volume that was traded by Coinbase in one day. Way to go, George. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust was 50% of that 2.3 billion because they were converting. Therefore, the real numbers were approximately close to zero new inflows. That's what they say, right? That's not really true. So, okay. I mean, hey, good try. You know, may the devil from AEW come for you one day. Rano, Nanu, whatever your goddamn name is. It's just bonkers. It's just, and by the way, these guys are just absolutely like, what in the are you talking about? Like, and by the way, he's known for doing that, deceiving you, misleading you. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so what is going on? Everybody here, every person of color watching cryptocurrency is a white supremacist, according to the Anti-Defamation League. In their report on extremists, the report says white supremacist groups are drawn to crypto funding, but the amounts are relatively small, and it doesn't make a case that digital assets are paying for illegal activity. So somebody with a brain came in and looked at the ADL that analyzed $140,000 in transactions. Look, they determined that if you're in cryptocurrency, you're a white supremacist because of $140,000 in transactions. That is, guys, the Anti-Defamation League is racist. That's all I'm saying here. This is absolutely crazy. And by the way, what do you think that they're donating a ton of money to Liz Warren? What do you think? You think that maybe the Anti-Defamation League is pumping up Joe Kahanis's bags? The lady who makes $288,000, I want to say, per year, yet turned her job into $57 million empire without her husband's money. That's a little weird, isn't it? It's a little weird. I mean, weird. It's odd. You know it's odd, right? So anyway, follow along with me, you white supremacists. Kathy Wood sees Bitcoin price reaching 1.5 million in 2030 after ETF approval. So she's kicking it up a notch because she was excited about the first day and all of the feelings that she had coming out of this. By the way, this does not mean that we're not going to have a correction. It doesn't mean that we're not going to see dips. Doesn't mean that we're not going to see some moves. It just means that in the long term, she's turned even more bullish than she already was. And that is fantastic for the crypto space. So kudos to her for all of this. Certainly appreciate that. Now, moving on here, Coinbase did $7 billion in transfers OTC today. And look at this data right here. 7.7 billion compared to, these are all the other days right here. Just no, not even close. 1.5 billion, you got 1.3 billion. A couple days over here, you got 5.2 billion in the run up, but never something this high. That is absolutely insane what is going on right now. So that is volume. And that volume, by the way, will represent a boom. And in fact, if you're looking right now, when I started this, look, the market's pretty volatile, so you don't know what's really going to end up happening. But as it is right now, Bitcoin was dipping just a little bit from yesterday, but which got by the rumor, sell the news, didn't dip nearly as much as we thought it was going to. Does it mean it's still coming down? I think so. We're probably going to have a little bit of downward pressure, a little downward momentum. We're not going to be just pumping the entire time. But how about that ETH? Huh? What's up with that? You know what I mean? And 5 key talking points as spot Bitcoin ETF enters the second day. Thursday's strong trade volume, or as Nanu says, that nothing was done. It's unbelievable. Early data on the spot Bitcoin inflows. While trading volumes have been provided in real time, data on the inflows has been less forthcoming. According to BitMEX, preliminary data shows that there was at least 400 million of inflows into some of these funds. It said BlackRock saw 111 million of inflows, while Fidelity saw 227 million. And that doesn't even include Vanguard, who for some reason said, hey, this is America. You're an American. You live in America. You don't have freedom. You can't buy Bitcoin. You're not going to buy that electronic money, sonny. So Vanguard, you're fucking out. Balkunis estimated that the total is going to be about 650 million of inflows in the first day, and that seems to be in line with what exactly happened. Now, on Thursday, JP Morgan opined that these spot Bitcoin ETFs are not anticipated to bring in significant amounts of fresh capital. Instead, they may shift up to 36 billion in inflows from existing crypto instruments, they said. Now, that is more in line with what Nanu said when he was saying that, they were selling it off or doing some wild whatever that they were doing, right? So, but there's also the role that retail's playing, a springboard to more ETF-based products. So, basically what they're saying is, we didn't have the 10 billion, 20 billion, 50 billion that we all want to see in one day happen. We didn't see it run up to like a $3 trillion market cap. We didn't see Bitcoin hit an all-time high on that day. We saw Bitcoin cap out at about 49,000. Now, will it make a run back to 50,000? I don't know the answer to that. I don't, I was joking yesterday with Nick. That was the guy that I made the bet that Bitcoin would hit 50,000. And at 49,000, he was like, give me your wallet address. Because, he was pretty sure at that point that we were hitting 50,000. I was like, maybe. 49,000, that's not 50,000. So do we get back up here? And I don't know the answer to that. I know that Bitcoin is ranging right now and not really dumping. And the more the market capital continues to flow in, I want to say this. Volatility is always going to be there. Market makers are always going to be there, but I don't think that I don't think it may not be possible to get to 50,000 at this point, or it could happen today. Like I thought today was going to be one of those days where it just starts to rip, and it's early, so we may still see it, but it's ranging in just an odd space. So we'll see what happens. The dumps, it's still got to correct a little bit, right? I think it depends on the fresh inflow of capital, right? And if there's about 650 million today, let's see what happens to the yesterday. Let's see what happens today. Let's see what happens in the days going forward. If the money still continues to come in, we the crypto bros, we're probably going to be here for the long haul. But also, I think a lot of us are kind of moving our money over to ETH right now because Larry Fink is putting up a stink about Ethereum, which would mean that, we're going to kick off that altcoin season. By the way, are we in altcoin season? Nope, still at 69, bro. So waiting for that next big move to kick off that altcoin season, but we are so close right now. So we'll see what happens. But BlackRock CEO Larry Fink sees value in spot Ethereum ETF following the successful Bitcoin launch. Now, this indicates that Larry Fink is deciding to put a little bit pressure on the markets, and he's looking to put a little bit of pressure on everybody at this point, because now we're in the game. Like, it's started. We've got the Bitcoin ETF approved. Valhalla awaits. But what's next? And what's next, obviously, is Ethereum. Now, a lot of people out here talking to you about Solana. Nope. A lot of people out here talking to you about Cardano and XRP, and nope. Bitcoin is first, but then Ethereum, until otherwise noted. This is going to be Bitcoin and Ethereum's game for the foreseeable future. Now, I do want to say, and I think it's very important, Bonk, if you remember Bonk, that was a meme coin, hit a $2 billion market cap on Solana, and also Myro. Guys, I've been talking about Myro for a few days here. Myro, all-time high, continuing to hit all-time highs. New rumors coming out right now that Myro is going to be in line for a Binance listing. If that happens, Myro market cap goes up to $1 billion. The thought and the excitement of Myro going crazy, like I think it's the next man up, if you will. And look, Bonk is still up here. However, look at your structure. This, by the way, is some old stuff over here, but your market structure, you got the run, you got the cap up here all the way up. You made it to over 2 billion market cap. Now what happens from there, right? Well, now all the people took their money, took their profit. Now they're looking for something new. They're starting to find Myro. So what happens? Can Myro overtake Bonk becomes the first question, and get to $1 billion market cap, and then can it get to 2 billion market cap? Well, if this history is any indication, then what you see right here is the death throes, or the ending here of Bonk, into what you would call Pepe territory, where you can still make money off of it, but you're flipping it and you're just continuing to range down in this sort of area here. See, what Bonk is doing right now is it came down here and now it's reversing and it's pumping a little bit. But you see here, like once you've got that much money in it, now you're just kind of in this range. Now, the thing is, Bonk is something new because it's based on the Solana chain. So it's the possibility exists that we've seen the best that we're going to see from Bonk. Like, it's done. Now, the people that are trapped in it, they're going to be trapped for a little while. Again, structurally, this is the exact same thing that we just looked at from Pepe. And the only thing left is for this range right here to continue playing out. Most likely, however, consider that this is at 944 million market cap and declining. So, right in this range right here at this 89 level, 9 level, that's about a 500 or 600 million market cap. That's probably going to be the range for Bonk for a while, because that's going to be the comfortable area. So if that's the case, then all these people are going to need a place to put their money. They're going to need something, right? Well, enter Myro. Myro has pumped up to 13.76 cents just in the last couple of hours. If you swap this over to the 1 hour chart, then you can see it was 3 hours ago that it hit almost 14 cents. Now, Myro is on a quest to get to $1. And it looks like at this point, the way that it keeps moving and the way that people keep getting excited about Myro, that it's probably up next. So, guys, I do want to say here that it's not too late to get into Myro. It's 122 million market cap, but we're already at the point where I don't see any reason for Myro to go to like 10 billion, 20 billion, 30 billion market cap. I don't see any reason for that. So I don't know that that's going to be. I don't know that. I don't know that it goes very, very high. But the last one, Bonk, did 2 billion market cap, 2.6 billion market, whatever it did. Myro might be the next one on that run, and if that happens, that's about a 20x from where it is right now. So if you look at that, and you just take the possibility into play, Myro might be the one to have just a fantastical sort of run. And I just made a rhyme right there, so I hope you guys are hitting that beatbox or spitting those funky sounds for me. And somebody remixed that since we made a nice little rhyme right there. So, but I think over the next bunch of hours, depending on the entire market, obviously, we might be seeing a breakout for Myro coming like right now. So let's move on here. Ethereum rival, it's up 470%, primed to continue its rally, says crypto trader. Ali Martinez says Solana is printing a bullish pattern and might be up 65% from its current value very, very soon. Solana is breaking out from a bull flag that developed on the 4-hour chart. A sustained close above 106 can trigger a 47% rally that pushes Solana towards 150 to 165 price range. Now, a lot of excitement for Solana. So it should be noted that, I mean, this could be right. This could be what it's all about right here. And if Solana does that, remember, Myro is paired with Solana. So if Solana breaks out, Bonk breaks out, Myro breaks out, consider a 50% of increase on Solana, because Solana is the bigger part of the pairing, even in these things. But add, if Solana breaks out 50%, Myro from here breaks out 25%, because it'll represent half of that breakout because of the inherent value associated. So that would put Myro at 15. That would put it at 120 million market cap. Add 25% to that, 150, 160 million market cap. That would get people even more excited. And the next thing you know, you're having a real move. So we'll see what happens over the next couple of days. But again, 4-hour breakout, very possible. And he also believes that Pepe is headed higher because of the same reason. It's having a breakout, which, by the way, means that we're getting into altcoin season. Just so you guys understand that we're getting so close right now to that position. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Guys, look, become a member of the channel. That helps me out tremendously. But the biggest thing that you can do to help me out every single day, hit that like button. The like button is so important, and it doesn't cost you anything. Just hitting that like button lets everybody else know, and I get pushed out into the algorithm. And then new eyes come in, and they watch me. If you support me, support that like button, and then that gets more people in here. And then those people can make their own decision, and they can be like, how am I watching this bug-eyed dude named Nunu, who's telling me that he doesn't have any Bitcoin, but he's telling me what's going on with Bitcoin? How does he know? He doesn't know because he's not in it. Do you know what I mean? So just help me out there. I appreciate that. But Ethereum reaches 620-day high, is 3,000 next. So we're going to look at that in just a few moments. But are we having a breakout? Lido, by the way, man, if you got into Lido, shout out to you. Arbitrum having a big day. Optimism continues. By the way, I'm a big fan of the Cosmos ecosystem. So Bitcoin, by the way, breaking downwards right now, but it's the U.S. market. U.S. market is just waking up, and the U.S. market, they're all about let me steal that money from everybody else in the world, because that's what we do. So doesn't mean that it won't go up a little bit later on, but I would be prepared for a liquidity sweep. We're going to do a quick look at what that looks like. But the overall market, Bitcoin down 4%, Ethereum up 2%. That's an indicator that we're in or getting to that altcoin rally. So we get to that altcoin rally, just imagine what it would look like to see Bitcoin ranging around here and then the rest of the market kind of catching up, and we get to $2 trillion market cap. We're about 300 billion away from that, and that would be just a fantastic sort of run. We would just really be getting out here. Solana, and what are we looking at? 25%, 50%. Yeah. So Solana would be kicking up to that 140, 150 range. We would probably see XRP running up into 80 or 90 cents again. I don't remember what the number was. I think it was 87 on XRP, but we'd see an 87 cent XRP. We'd see Cardano coming up around that same range, about 75 cents. I don't think Cardano runs as much. Avalanche probably has a big breakout. 14 billion market cap, probably undervalued. It is possible that we could see Solana double, and it's possible that we could see Avalanche triple, and they would still be on the same sort of dominance level or close to dominance level. But Avalanche, also one of those big pickups and one of those big come ups. Also, I know most people don't like it, but Tron continues to impress. Matic, Polygon, still out here, even though year to date, Ethereum is the big dog in the yard. I mean, kind of look down the list here. Ethereum Classic, Ethereum up 36%. Lido liquid staking up 41% so far. Arbitrum's up 51% so far. Mantle, Celestia, we've got a few that are breaking out and having some nice little moments here. The next question is, which one really has that breakout? So most likely we're going to see that down here. ENS up 55%. So yeah, that's the ones probably having the breakout the best. Will it stay that way? I don't know. I think a lot of people are getting a little sour on it. They might need to come up with something. Look, naming your wallet didn't do me any good, so just made me a target, right? So I don't know. That's a billion Bitcoin guy, and they did not. Their trade volume in the day, it says BlackRock tops 1 billion on first day of spot ETF trading. They had over $1 billion of trade volume, Bitcoin guy. So yeah, apologize. That's a billion. Yeah, and it says in spot ETF trading. So the overall, the RSIs are kind of heated up, moving down into the 24-hour. NFP, ACE, Jito is back in the oversold territory. ONG, I think ONG might be dead at this point because it doesn't seem to be running. Rats, of course, storage, all of the ones that have been down here are still down here, except we did have a few of those that broke out. By the way, I am furious. You remember I got liquidated the other day on my Zcash, and I was like, I guess maybe it might be dead at this point. God damn it. It's now trading at $25. If it had done this at $25,000, if it had done this at $25, and I got out, it'd be $6,000. So I missed out on that one by not protecting that position down here at the bottom. And I thought like I had a buy set. I want to say like right in this range right here, and I thought like that's going to be perfect. Like that's going to protect it. That's going to be the spot, right? It was not. My liquidation ended up being at 1901, and it dipped down to 1869. So if I got just a little bit, if I'd have just DCA'd my way through just a little bit more, or if I had set my DCAs just a little bit lower, then it, like it could have been, I could have been a contender. And then look at this, it just absolutely ripped and absolutely broke out. So yeah, definitely missed that one by not protecting that DCA range. But let's get back over to Bitcoin. Bitcoin trading at 45,890. Just dipped down a little bit. We saw a little, not a flash crash necessarily, but we're starting to see some waning 45.5 sort of range here. This looks like we're kind of in, we're under the 20 MA. We've been under the 20 MA for about 24 hours, which means maybe we're breaking down. So we're going to need to see a rally real quick, but the most likely thing that's going to play out is because we're sitting near the 200 is a rip down here to 45 before coming on if we're going to reverse right now. So it's possible, but the big deal is, of course, the daily chart. On the daily chart, we are way above the 20 MA. The 20 MA, by the way, you can see at the tail here starting to spike upwards like that. and then the 50 is really starting to rip. So as you can see from these, we got the breakout that we were looking for. We were looking for that breakout on that wedge, and then we were looking for the move up here. So we got 49,010. Question just becomes at this point, are we going to see a big move? Now, to answer that question, always check the liquidity. So in the liquidity pools here, it really looks like, are people starting to short? That's the question that we're asking right now. Are people starting to short? And the answer to that is, oh yeah, they are starting to short. And as a matter of fact, up here is the big range. The big range is right there on this entire chart. It's at 49,000. I'm not hitting it for some reason. 49,000. 49.3. Let's call it 49.3 is where the big liquidity pool is. And we've got the long liquidity pool down here at 45.2, 45.3. Now, the easiest way for this to break out is for it to go down here, grab this, and then make a sweep up here, and then maybe broaden out for that big push, right? But the catalyst, here's the important thing that I think everybody should recognize. The catalyst for Bitcoin already happened. So now it's time for the buildup and the FOMO to the next catalyst. So we have to decide what, as investors, what this looks like in the long term. Is the halving something that we can create a sense of FOMO for? And are we going to get excited for that? Or is this just a reason for us to start dumping down on the chart? Now, the serious part to this is Blackrock, all these guys, they did not get in here for these tiny numbers for Bitcoin. They want 100,000 to $1 million Bitcoin. That's what their struggle, that's what their fight is going to be for. So any of the fights that we're seeing right now on the price action is going to be the sweeping of liquidity by the markets, trying to wreck. They hate you. They despise you. They don't like you at all. They don't want you in their yard, or they want to use you as their capital. That's what they're doing, right? That's why these things are happening. And as you can see right now, we had a nice little run up, and we're still getting the run up on Ethereum, but we're getting all of the money starting to flow out of Bitcoin. So, but again, that's the move comes down probably to the 20 in that 44 range, and then we get maybe the reversal. So we'll see how this plays out over the next couple of days. I still think that there is a possibility of 50 to 52,000 on this next little run up. Just a little bit of information comes out. These guys, these liquidity nerds come in here and just pump the ever loving out of this thing and get into this range because they want to kick off the altcoin season. And in order for that to happen, all the bros that are sitting here staring at this chart saying, yeah, we need 50,000. All of the bros out there, they will kick that season off for you if you just give them what they want. And what they want right now is 50,000, 52,000 Bitcoin. So that kicks off a mini altcoin season, and we get a nice little run. So let's see what happens. Let's see how the rest of the world reacts. The rest of the world reacting right now with a lot of profit taking. So we'll see whether or not we get that run. But what we are seeing is that breakout right now for Ethereum because Larry Fink threw out the Blackrock ETF. Now, the Blackrock Ethereum ETF, and that of course overshadowed the other one, which is XRP. XRP was having the same thing. There was a conversation just recently where they were talking about that XRP ETF would be one of the next ones, and we haven't seen the price spike off of that yet. So I think we've called this the range here. And by the way, that number for the record here was 86. Well, let's call it about 85 cents. So the XRP rally, if we get that XRP rally, then that's going to be around that 85 cent range if XRP in fact does break out. So but that's the way that it looks. Also, by the way, if you haven't, go check out Advantis having a big time breakout. Let me show you this on the chart here. Advantis having a massive sort of breakout. And that's 4x from where it is, from where it started when we were in this, and I might be having an AMA. I talked to Matt. I sent Matt a message. So we could be having an AMA here on, let me see here. Yeah, we could be having an AMA on Advantis AI one more time here, because they are absolutely sending right now, having a great little run. Advantis looks like this right here. 4.4 million market cap, 537,000 in liquidity. Still continuing its upward journey over here. Not a lot of volume, but nobody's selling. That's the big thing with it right now. So also Lillian Finance kicked it up a notch. Seems to be moving up into some ranges that, we haven't seen those ranges in a while. Still nothing to get excited about. Got to be a lot more than that. I would be looking at this thing to have like a 10 or 15 million market cap before you really get excited about Lilly turning anything around. I think that's important to point out. So a lot of this is just a pairing, a good trading volume, some positivity because Ethereum is pumping, and then that makes some of these other low caps look pretty good. So Musk, like we're having a breakout on Musk, Elon Muskrat. If you haven't already, you can go check my token out, which is Elon Muskrat. We're having a nice little breakout. Don't have a lot of volume, and not a lot of volume, but we got people who are not selling. A little over 100,000 market cap. Look, if we can get some whales that pop into Elon Muskrat, this thing could be a $5 million token at any point. Now, the problem with that is because I'm an idiot, I don't have a big supply of tokens, so like I'm never going to get rich off of it. But I could make. I want to say like 3 million tokens. So basically. This thing would have to go to $1 for me to make. It would have to go like 100,000 X or something like that for me to make anything off of it. So, but that it just wasn't fair to me. Like I'm not trying to rip people off. So I just absolutely not. So, but that's just I go check it out if you want to. Elon Muskrat. And so anyway, let's get back over here. Myro still continuing on Myro breakout. Look, I told you guys that was going to have a breakout, and it did have the breakout. Now, the range, by the way, where I thought that top was going to play out, if it were to in fact break out and to continue on, was going to be right here at around 33 cents. So it is entirely possible that Myro has a big breakout and gets to about a 350 million market cap. Now, I would want to say it'd be more like 25, because at 25 cents, that's a psychological level. So I think for your Myro to be worth $0.25, it's going to be a big deal for a lot of people. So I think that area is probably going to cause a lot of sell-off. That, by the way, 250 million market cap, which is also the range in which a lot of different tokens dumped in meme coins. In big pumps. So before correcting and maybe continuing on or something like that. So yeah, I don't know yet, but we'll see. Also, moving down here, Ben had a little move, still waiting for that big thing to happen over here. But of course, we've got hot breaking news for you guys. God doggy, I shit you not. Now, these are allegations at this point. I don't know if any of this is true, but I'm about to show you the wildest stuff you've ever seen. Now, do you remember? Do you remember that tiny little lady frame that we always talk about? Tiny little lady frame. Do you remember tiny little lady frame? Okay, let me just break this down for you. The guy over at Hit Networks, the guy that bangs the guy that's banging his assistant, then of course, okay, right, you remember, you know what I'm talking about, right? And then he was on Altcoin Daily and looked like a predator, and he was like, well, it's not the same. When Ben did it, Ben was married. When I did it, I was not married, even though she was married, but she's a woman. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like that weird, wild-eyed, sort of crazy thing. You know who I'm talking about, right? It doesn't matter when a woman, because a woman, you know what I mean? That's some cult level stuff there, right? Like, and they got a fellowship, and they're run by a Civil War reenactor. I mean, now I don't know if the guy's actually a Civil War reenactor. I just know that, if the shoe fits, lace the boots up and fight for the South or whatever it is that you do, right? And I assume that they fight for the South because they seem to lose every time they go to battle. So, but anyway, this right here, Ben releases a video, and I'm going to or releases a thread here, and I'm going to show you what it looks like here. This is Jimmy Jam, Johnny Bitcoin, whatever the guy's name is, right? So Ben starts putting out this thing, and then he's partying, and that by that I mean this wiki wow, whatever this guy's name is, Jimmy. Here he is. So here, Jimmy Zong. Okay, so then the question is, this is Jimmy Zong, known as Jimmy Bitcoin. He stole like $1 billion worth of Bitcoin from people, right? But then the question is, who is this girl right here, or who is this? So then I think I'm hilarious because I am, and I said that's TJ from Hit Network, because I don't know if you know who that is. That's different than Lady Frame, obviously. You know. Anyway, so I'm like, that's wild, right? So then it turns out, how did I get so right? You know what I mean? So here we go. Now we have Jimmy Zong again. We have a picture here, but it turns out that $1 billion criminal. His buddy is this person right here. And this person right here, this guy's named Andy, just so you guys know. Now, why is this all a thing? Well, so it turns out that right there, that's TJ's wife over at the Hit Network. And this guy right here, this is the dude that she was cheating on allegedly with TJ. Now, here's the story, since we did break out the story here. This is Mr. Family Values himself, TJ. Allegedly, TJ shed from the Hit Network, the Discover, whatever it is, right? Here's an interesting tale for you. TJ Shed's wife, Ali Bavan, began working at Hit Network in summer of 2021, and when she was married to Andy Watson, that's the guy right here. Within 2 weeks of beginning work, Ali and TJ were already having an affair. So TJ doesn't respect family. He doesn't respect family values. He doesn't respect any of the things that he was, you know. Remember when they had that hostage video where everybody was behind, and you know, it was, I mean, what it looked like, it was like TJ was right here and he was like reading from a prepared script, and he was like, we are this am a good because day and all we like because when this because like, and Ben, we know because not good, and he be like, and also quote in bad, Ben bad, me good. And then everybody is back here like this going, you know what I'm talking about, right? So yeah, that was happening. So it turns out that when I discovered the affair, I confronted TJ, and this is from Ben. Okay, he said that he would stop. They didn't, after getting caught by Frank at the neighborhood pool. So not only does TJ not support family values, now it makes sense that Frank doesn't care either. Like Frank, shout out to everybody, Candle Mafia, blah, blah, fucking blah. He doesn't give a shit about family values either. It's only convenient when it's convenient. Looks like. I'm not saying that it is. I'm just saying that it sure looks like it. By the way, didn't Nick threaten Ben over family values? I wonder if Nick still works over at Hit Networks. I wonder if he supports family values or not. That's a little weird. I mean, maybe he does. Maybe he does. I don't know. So anyway, then they didn't, after getting caught by Frank at the neighborhood pool, so they were banging in the pool. So, wow, I told him it was enough. I told him I wasn't his parent. He could have an affair if he wanted to, but not at the office. This is where she turned in her notice and quit. You can see it right here. A few months later, an employee came to me and said, who is Allison Bavan? Allie quit before Holly started. Holly asked me why this Allison girl was getting paid, had benefits, and had even gotten a raise because she was given the CEO a raise, I would think. I guess. Anyway, TJ had been embezzling corporate funds to Allie the entire time she was gone. Now, is it really embezzlement? I don't know that it is embezzlement. Here's what I know. They accused Ben Armstrong of embezzling because now TJ, you have to understand, TJ is a second-rate, low-rent guy who can't negotiate, right? He negotiated a $250,000 deal with stake.com, and stake.com looked at him, was like, you sucker. Well, then Ben looked at him, was like, no. And then Ben got Cassie involved. Cassie had just come on with the company. Cassie went in and said, yeah, $250,000 not going to work. She got them up to $1 million. Now, she was not paid by Hit Network at all. She was actually paid by stake every month. She got her remittance, which was $50,000, a lot of money. But you negotiate, if you take a $250,000 deal from a tiny little lady frame and you turn it into $1 million deal, yeah, you did your job. So anyway, they didn't pay her, Hit Network. She was paid by stake.com. And so that was her cut. And then the other cut was coming into the company, right? Going into the company wallets. Well, TJ, of course, second rate. Dude, how is Cassie 4 times better than this tiny little boy? You know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ, like, talk to Geppetto and become a real man at some point. You know what I mean? So anyway, I digress. So he's banging his assistant, of course, and got her pregnant, knocked her up. But anyway, TJ had embezzled corporate funds to Allie the entire time she was gone. There was no gap. There's no gap on her employment. Anyway, funny story. Allie was involved with Jimmy Zong, the guy who stole $3 billion in Bitcoin from Silk Road. You guys called him Jimmy Bitcoin, right? Allie had a cousin named Christina Ross. They are very close. Now, who is Christina Ross, you may ask? Christina is one of the few people who wrote a letter. Guys, I'm not even making this shit up. Christina is one of the few people who wrote a letter for Jimmy for a character witness for his federal hearing. According to this document, Jimmy gave Christina 50 Bitcoin. I guess 50 Bitcoin buys you a character letter, but not an appearance. No one showed up to his hearing. It's funny, though, because Allie told me he actually gave Christina 10 million in Bitcoin for her wedding, knowing that Jimmy was always in love with her. Don't worry. I think she is divorced now, but unfortunately for Jimmy, 10 million was only enough to get invited to the wedding. In fact, Allie took advantage of Jimmy also. Allie and Christina went on private jets with Jimmy on trips frequently, where he would often give his friends $10,000 just to spend. What a coincidence. Am I right? Allie was she had such great luck. She ended up best friends with the largest Bitcoin thief in history, then just magically hunts down the business partner of the biggest crypto YouTube channel, has an affair, marries him, dumps on Andy Watson, who all he's guilty of is finding a girl that he thought loved him, and Jimmy gets caught and loses all his money to the government. Things that make you go, Now, what will Discover Up Crypto do today? I would suggest, by the way, any of you who have a little bit of time, maybe you should go ask these questions in their live stream today, trying to figure out exactly what is going on, because they say that Ben's the bad guy. Now, guys, just let all of that shit marinate in your brain for a little while. Ben brought the pictures. Ben brought the legal documents. Ben brought everything that you need to know, testament of the character of the people that surround Lady Frame at the Shit Network. So, guys, do your own research. But, and while you're at it, ask about the Pluto Alliance. And also, Justin, Lady Frame, Tricky Nicky, where's the money? Where's the money, bro? Where is it? By the way, TJ, Karate Combat, I'm in. Anyway, so back to this. So now we're sitting at about 69.53, and you can see this is crazy stuff, right? But this crazy stuff is happening. And guys, I know that you don't like that. And by the way, if you're Ben, you don't want to see more drama. If you're Ben Coin holder, you don't want to see more drama. But that is what's happened. This is literal stuff that's been going on in this ecosystem this entire time, as these people have been trying to steal and rip off Ben Armstrong. Like that's what's been happening here. And by the way, we are seeing Bitcoin rip down into that liquidity pool that we just talked about. Let's hit refresh over here. This is the 24-hour because we were looking for it to come down into this little range right here. And look at this. It is going right in there right now. So probably coming all the way down to that 44, into this 44, let's call it 44.7 maybe. That sort of range right there. Most likely it's going to stop at or near where it is right now at that 45 level, probably be protected at 45. But then there should be a rip up into here, and we'll probably see like a fairly sizable liquidity sweep in this range right here. So we're going to pop out here to the weekly because the weekly is going to give a much higher volume profile, and maybe just maybe we get a run up here into 47,000. See, there's a lot of shorts that have been taken over the last, since it hit 49, everybody shorted. So now what is the point? Well, the point right now is that's where you sweep the leg, baby. That's where you come up here and you just wreck all of these people that put all this money in here. So yeah, that's what we're talking about right now. So that's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for the play out. So Bitcoin did a sweep down, again, coming down here probably into that 44 range. For the 20-day MA, maybe not even today, maybe tomorrow or the day after, but it's coming back down. And then maybe one more push, maybe we come up a little bit more. Like, I mean, guys, until we break the trend, I want you to remember this, by the way, until we break the trend, we haven't broken the trend. And this trend, by the way, the trend that we have had has been this blue line's been kind of here. I've been using this since the beginning of the year, right? But look at this. Let's get rid of that. We don't want to do that. That's ridiculous. Get your shit together, believes. All right, so right there. So now it looks like, see, this is the way that we're heading right now. So if break that line, then we come back down to just this. But if we bounce off of this, then you're talking about a move into this range in a week or so. Again, there's no real reason other than what's existing. So maybe it will, maybe it won't. But I mean, guys, that's here we are. There's just a lot going on. Now, again, I was told that Pablo is no longer on the inside at Volt. So Volt's now starting to pump. I don't think that has anything to do with Pablo, by the way. I think that it bounced off the 50, and now we're starting to see the recovery, and we're starting to see some build up. SparkBot was just upgraded. If you haven't checked out SparkBot, probably check that out. But again, I'm always going to be bullish on Volt, but I got robbed. I got ripped off, and nobody from Team Volt came out and said, hey, man, let's try to do something for you. So, but I did get somebody who reached out from Ben and hooked me up with a little bit. Again, like I have wallets down here, and I've had people make donations, not a single Volt token. So, I mean, take that for what you will. Take that for what you will. And probably like, well, you make plenty of money, you can do it. Well, yeah, maybe so, but I just got ripped off, so I don't have any money right now. Anyway, so let's move on. Luna Classic. So guys, I cannot even Jesus Christ, this is unbelievable. Okay. I think Matthew Perry and I think some of these donkeys who are out here, I think some of these guys, God damn it. I think these guys are trying to kill this chain. And I think the validators, in case you don't know, one of the biggest validators just quit. So, and they quit because they tried to reach out to the other validators to try to make something happen. And Jesus Christ, like it is, speaking of Jesus, go check out Jesus Coin. Look, I'm not sponsored by them. They're offering to do giveaways and shit like that. But, just so you guys know, at this point, when I do promos, I got to get paid. I got to get paid, right? I gotta live my life. I have to get paid if I do promos. If I invest my time in you or your project, I need you to invest money in me for that purpose, which is why I partner with MEXC and NordVPN and Bencoin. These people pay me and give me in-kind treatment for something like that. CoinStats, Atlas Healthline. These guys are my partners. AvicPay. I didn't put them up here today, but I'll get them up here over the weekend because I got to get all my stuff like redone. I'm not happy with the layout of the channel, by the way, that MEXC, NordVPN, all this stuff at the top. Like, I'm already annoyed by it. And the pink and the blue, I want to, just kind of I want to get the color scheme right. I just don't think that I've got it right. But So I've got some work to do. But the point is, like I'm flying blind. I don't have a job or anything like that. This is my work. And, when I get ripped off, it makes it very difficult. So to not be supported, and look, to not be supported in this fashion by people who I think support me, like for example, Luna Classic, like I got more support from Luna Classic than Volt. I got more support in Ben than in Volt. Like and I felt like I had, dude, go watch my bear stream today. I got that. I got that. Actually, maybe I didn't. I still got to do that over the weekend, but I've got that. I'm going to do that in the orange in my Chicago Bear stuff. For those of you that don't know, I do Chicago Bears, and we go live with the Chicago Bears in 35 minutes. So, but yeah, and then also it's time right now to pay another bill. What's going on, guys? Cryptonomy.finance. I do have an incredible promo event. Follow Cryptonomy_fi. Make your deposit at Cryptonomy.finance. Like and retweet the post and tag 3 friends who love Solana. As you can see right here, earned about 0.0014 Bitcoin. When we get to our fixed levels, my tether so far, $4,345, I've actually earned $251 in accrued interest. For my XRP, 224 XRP, Ethereum 0.09, Ethereum, Bitcoin, we've got 0.008, 0.008, also about $500. Of course, these ranges were a little different. I was using a little bit more. And then we have the long-term one that I set up over here as well, 0.01. The launch pool. Guys, I want to stress, like, this is where the money has been made. My position right here, you can see right now, we've accrued interest of $19,000. By the way, the reason for that is very simple, because if you get in on the launch pool. And some of these, when you get something big, like 9.74, and you're in on 18x return or a 7% return, another 8 right there. Once you start to get these big returns, that's when you start to get the big rewards. So we put a heavy amount into this. What I'm going to do, we're going to look up some Solana. And so we're going to throw in the maximum amount for Solana. We're going to get 25 Solana, and then we're going to continue here. We're going to do the 12-month rate since that's 103%. Boom. Now we have another holding. On the My Deposits here, you're going to see that one up there at the top. Best percentage rate right now. Fantastic. Make sure you check out Cryptonomy.finance. All right, guys. So thank you for that. By the way, Cryptonomy.finance, for them, they are a partner of the channel as well. And so what I'm going to be doing for them is from going forward, because, what happened to me in the last couple of weeks been kind of, a pain in the ass, but they've been supportive of me the entire time. So what I'm going to do is every night going forward, I'm going to be doing more Ben type stuff, where, we talk about some of the major altcoins and stuff like that. So, and they're going to be sponsoring each one of those in the evening. So a shout out to Cryptonomy.finance. Make sure you go check them out. But also Luna Classic, I really think that these guys are just trying to kill Luna Classic at this point. They put up another proposal where they want to continue to do a burn tax. And look, I'm not opposed to burning tokens. I think burning tokens is important, but I am opposed to penalizing people with a tax for that. But look, I'm be Luna Classic long term, so I'm gonna see what happens there. But again, like, and this is no kidding. This is no kidding. By the way, I've been donated just in this period of time. In this period of time, I started off with 10 million Luna Classic tokens. By the way, I now have 18 million Luna Classic tokens because they didn't rob me for my 10 million, but the Luna Classic army stepped up. Like, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable the support that I got from a lot of communities. So I want to thank everybody who's been supportive of me. Now, the wallets, by the way, if you want to support me, by the way, the wallets are down there. There are super chats that you can do here. You can become a member of the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. By the way, subscribe to the channel. But if you want to become a member, $4.99 a month, all the way up to $99.99 a month. There's 3 people who are $99.99 a month supporters of my channel. And the biggest thing I think right now that you can do to help me is because MEXC is now I get rewarded now for spot trading and futures trading. So if you can help me out, go sign up for MEXC and start trading today. You don't even have to do futures trading anymore. You can do spot trading. Whatever trading you do on the MEXC platform supports me in a fantastic way. I think yesterday was one of my better days in a while. and I had $1.5 million traded under me yesterday, which was, it's not a huge amount. I want to stress that it's not a huge amount, but it is like $370 or something like that. And certainly right about now, certainly helps. Anyway, so that's it for the day. Scottish Crypto, thank you so much, man. I reach out to Voltoshi and the Volt Army of Volta. Hey, man, I appreciate that. You know, again, like I have Volta Believer gear and stuff like that. You know, I try or have tried to be supportive. And look, if they don't like me, that's okay. You know, at some point they're going to need, like I've even talked to Voltoshi a couple times, not since that happened, but you know, I keep reaching out to him like, hey man, you know, it would be cool if you supported the channel. And he's like, now is not the time. So he's not opposed to supporting this channel. He just, you know, he's waiting for the right time. So, and that's fair enough. You know what I mean? So, you know, we'll see what happens there. But in the meantime, this is not financial advice. My name is Blaze. We got Tom Weekly, who's become a new member of the channel. That's what I'm talking about, guys. We have 122 members on the channel. I'm looking to get to 1,000 members on this channel. So anything you can do to help me out certainly helps me out tremendously. But in the meantime, I got to go. I got to get ready for the Chicago Bears. So until next time, there'll be content coming out all day long. Already been filmed. There'll be something coming out tonight as well. I'm going to do something like in the evening around 7 p.m., something like that. So anyway, until then, thank you so much for your support, and we'll talk again.
Looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world. I wanna